God was calling me to move. To understand why I quit, you have to understand what I built. From 2016 to 2023, I was climbing, earning degrees, making history. I graduated high school with an international baccalaureate diploma. By 21, I earned my bachelor's. At 22, I earned my master's. And by 24, I was Dr. Miracle Jackson, one of the youngest to earn my doctorate in leadership. So a few months ago, I created a video series that talked about quitting my job. Okay, I had a great job in tech. I was really good at my job, making millions of dollars in sales. First thing that you should know about me is I am a real doctor. Not the kind of doctor that can save your life like a medical doctor, but I am the kind of doctor that can change your perspective, like an education doctor. There are so many different kinds of doctorates out there. And in this video, we're diving into the different kinds. Okay, so doctorates come in three main flavors: research-based doctorates, professional doctorates, and specialized doctorates. And what better way to share and educate and teach people than on the most popular education platform around the world? And that is YouTube. So we are joining YouTube, y'all. This is my second video, and I'm honestly excited to share all of the life experiences and lessons that I have learned along the way. I had to unlearn years of conditioning. And the hardest thing to do is to unlearn something, by the way. That 9-to-5 grind, the need for constant validation, the need to constantly prove myself through my performance every single month, and the idea that stability only comes from a paycheck. These are all things that I've been challenging. I'm gonna tell you a story, how I turned down over $125,000. I know, that sounds like a lot of money, but by the end of this video, you'll realize that it's not as much money as it seems. What I want you to understand here is I want you to shift your perspective on the value that you see yourself. Because oftentimes, what I think about in my head is I'm like, okay, a bottle of water can be the same exact bottle of water, but the price is going to be different depending on the location of where that water is sold, inevitably influencing the demand for that water. So for example, a bottle of water could be as low as $1 maybe, compared to as high as $10. How much more valuable are you than a bottle of water? 2025 is my first full year on YouTube. And this is going to be a year that's full of just so many different parts of me. I don't just fit in one box, okay? What's up, Doc? I am Dr. Miracle Jackson, and welcome back to Go and Grow, where education meets creativity. So you see me with this carrot, and I've been thinking about it. A carrot. What if I told you that a carrot can be a perfect reminder of how growth really works? Let me show you. So what if I told you your greatest growth doesn't happen on stage or in the spotlight, but rather underground, in silence, when no one is watching? Like a carrot, your potential starts deep below the surface, and roots take shape in the quiet, in the silence. And time passes, and still, nothing seems to show. But trust me, something is happening. But what surrounds you matters. A carrot won't thrive in dry, toxic soil, and neither will your goals. You need support, consistency, and faith. That's the environment where growth thrives. You don't dig it up every day to check on it. You water it, you trust, and you believe. And just because it's not visible yet, doesn't mean it's not working. But even though it feels like I share everything on this channel, I don't. I just share what I feel like is put on my heart and laid on my spirit to do, and then I just follow that. Past the point of needing to prove myself. I know everything that's happening in my life, everything is working out for my good. It just kind of sucks that the main person that was just a big part of my story, I had to watch her die to feel like I needed to live more. I'm gonna tell y'all a story, right? So, last summer, I don't even think I'm ready to talk about it, y'all. I'm not ready. I came to this park and I immediately got so sad because well, one is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I lost my godmom to breast cancer last year, and honestly, it was the darkest season of my life. Like, I thought I had experienced darkness until witnessing that happen, you know, with my own eyes. And yeah, so I was like crying. And you know what changes your mindset? Faith and prayer, amongst other things, right? But those two things, but what I learned about it is to thank God for that moment. Even though it broke me, y'all, but I had to learn the lesson in order to complete the assignment. And the lesson was to go through what I went through to share my story because somebody else is facing loss. In 2024, I watched my godmother pass. And with her, I lost my emotional anchor. The woman who poured so much into me, who reminded me life wasn't meant to be endured. It was meant to be lived. I tried to keep going, pushed through the grief. I hit quota, landed deals, millions of dollars in deals. I started a $15 million campaign my last week of work. I was winning on paper, but suffering in private. I didn't feel peace when I hit those numbers. I felt numb. I smiled through client calls and sobbed through silence. I looked like the dream employee, but inside I was screaming for rest. As much as I miss her, I know that the seeds that she sowed into my life, they're just blossoming, just beautiful flowers blossoming. And it's kind of beautiful. Like, it's a painful story. Like, it's painful to go through. Like, you see you see it, right? But you also have to see the joy in that. That's why I say stop wasting time, because when your time is up, it's up. That was a hard lesson for me to learn. And even though it was hard, I'm glad that I learned it early. So that way I can understand how to move when I'm in that. That's just one part of the process. It's not about what you experienced. It's about what you do with that experience. And that is what distinguishes people who suppress just different things because they're not ready to deal with it. And then they're surprised when those different things pop up in different areas of their life. Perfect example. Somebody who might be grieving but doesn't want to acknowledge that they're grieving. And so instead, they don't grieve, right? But then they turn to substances like alcohol and drugs and even people. Let's be real. People can be a crutch as well that some people turn to avoid the real things that are happening on the inside. I could choose to be depressed. I could choose to go back to my vices, but I'm on the verge of the becoming. The joy that I have, the world didn't give it and the world can't take it away. All that cushion that I had in my bank account, gone. Step 2, eliminate high interest debt. So credit card debt is the number one wealth killer. It steals your income, your peace, and your ability to grow. Use strategies like debt snowball, debt avalanche, interest negotiation, and refinancing or debt consolidation. Most successful people regret spending their time chasing money instead of building relationships. The most wealthiest people can still be the most lonely. Let that sink in. So love isn't just romance, it's connection. The fundamental, we are hardwired to connect with others, even when our brain convinces us that we don't need anybody. Truth is, we all need somebody. You also have rideshare apps. You can have Lyft, Uber, and then there's also freelance apps. You could use TaskRabbit, Upwork, Fiverr. I went to the car dealership. Mind you, I have never been one to have a car note.
I have always owned my vehicles outright. When I got my first car, that car lasted me for 7 years until it just broke down. And it happened to break down around the time where I felt like other areas of my life were breaking down.
Honestly, it's like so refreshing to come out here. I mean, the butterflies are flying around and the trees are growing and there's just so much power in being able to be here in this moment right now. And so it does not matter what you're going through because you cannot add days to your life, but you can add life to your days. I'm actually very much out of breath. We are climbing all the way to the top of a very high mountain. And it's kind of a reminder of my doctoral journey when I was pushing and taking it one step at a time. And next thing I knew, I was all the way at the top. You know, life kind of hit me hard last year and now I'm climbing my way back up. So if you've been discouraged, down, don't worry. All you need to do is take one step at a time. You'll make your way back up to the top too. Whew. What is up, good people? We're here at the park just doing some reflecting near the water, and we're about to take it back to the office.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Go and Grow, where we talk about all things health and wealth. I am Dr. Miracle Jackson, a doctor of education. No, you don't need to be a scholar to enjoy this video. I always get asked 3 most common questions. The first one, are you a real doctor? Short answer, yes. Doctor of education. And yes, I definitely had some late nights going through all that data. But the challenges weren't just about research. The university I attended had a history of racism, sexism, and all different kinds of malpractices towards historically marginalized groups. Yeah, so they weren't exactly thrilled. Surprise, surprise. And as a Black woman, it was honestly discouraging to face resistance and gatekeeping. But I was not going to back down. I had something important to say, and I was going to say it, even if I had to rewrite my dissertation over 3 times. Yes. Over 3 times! Like, y'all, they did not want me to earn this degree. So in short, sometimes you may have faculty that tries to sabotage your research process if it doesn't directly align with how they want you to conduct your research, regardless if you are conducting it in the most profound way, which is why you have to be careful on which topic that you pick. Of course, circling back to leadership opportunities and representation, all of the women that you see on this slide, they have self-defined themselves as a way of contributing to the intellectual works that document the experiences, the opportunities, the perceptions, and a variety of other things that relate to the lives of Black women. Number 3, Marie Van Britten Brown. So in 1966, Marie Van Britten Brown was concerned about safety in her neighborhood. So what did she do? She invented the first home security system. Cameras, monitors, intercoms. She laid the blueprint for the Ring doorbell before doorbells had screens. So thanks to her, we can check who's at the door from our phones. Now, that's a Black woman brilliance at your front door.
Step number 1 is acknowledgement. As I say all the time, no change can happen without acknowledgement. Now, I'm going to give you a backstory on how I got to these 7 ABC steps, okay? I could either go down the path of being somebody who desired to please other people to the point where I went out my way to please them before pleasing myself. And the other option would be where I desire to be who God has called me to be. It's God that's sending me the sign. Well, how do I know? Because it's good for me. It's healthy for me. It's going to help elevate me in ways that I know that God has been preparing me for. You know, I'm a doctor of education, and it is my power, right? But my passion is to help people. And today I just want to help somebody to just be mindful. And that if you feel like God already gave you the sign and you know in your spirit that it's from God, what are you waiting for? I am. sharing the most valuable gifts in life. And I'll just keep it easy with 3. And then I will share how to use those valuable things to transform your future and build a better self. All right, gift number 1, time. You can't buy more time and you can't get your time back, but you can invest it wisely. So we all get the same 24 hours in a day, but how we spend it determines our future, literally. So many people trade their time for things that don't truly serve them, like distractions, bad habits, sucky job, or even mindless scrolling on social media. I became a person that was always into social media, then took almost a 2-year hiatus, and then got back on social media. And now I just find myself just scrolling and scrolling, wasting time. Now, I will say, spend your time how you want to, but just don't be surprised with when your future reflects exactly how you spent your time. Go ahead.
Good morning. It is the crack of dawn. I've been up since 4 a.m. This video is a demonstration to show that waking up earlier will make you wiser. Y'all ready to jump into today's episode? It's the finale. It's the finale, y'all, of Wisdom Wednesdays. This series has been amazing. Here's the thing. I woke up at 4 a.m. today. God was moving, and I went for my morning walk. I was praying, and I realized one critical thing, and I want to share it with you here in this episode. Waking up earlier is one of the best ways that you can invest in yourself, but that's not the only way. Now, in this episode, we are diving into one of the most important topics of the year, and that is growth. Sometimes the most powerful messages come wrapped in the most unexpected packages. Growth isn't always polished. It's patient, hidden, and waiting for you to listen. Sometimes what looks ridiculous at first is exactly what starts your greatest transformation.
All right. Yeah, hold on one second. I got somebody on the other line.
When your calling rings, it won't always come through loud and clear. Sometimes it sounds like doubt, whispering, "What if you fail?" Sometimes it sounds like fear, shouting, "Stay comfortable." But if you listen closer, through all the noise, you'll hear something stronger, purpose, calling your name.
Hello, oh my gosh, there's a bunch of you guys. I know, this may look silly, but these bananas actually have a message for you.
Stay with me, because the same way this bruised banana still carries sweetness inside, your story still carries greatness. Even when life has roughed you up a little, every bruise, every setback, every awkward moment, it's not a flaw. It's proof that you kept going.
What if I told you that growth might show up looking just as ridiculous? Because sometimes your calling doesn't come in a pretty package. It shows up in moments that feel odd, uncomfortable, like talking to a banana.
Why does personal development even matter? Here's the thing. Life will force you to grow through pressure or through purpose. And when you take control of your growth journey, you stop reacting and start designing your dream life. You begin to make intentional choices that align with who you want to be. So that's why personal development matters. It's not just about achieving more, it's about becoming more. It's the difference between surviving and evolving. Self-love is a big one. Most people spend their entire lives never loving themselves or never loving the self that transformed over their lifespan. So take care of your mental and emotional well-being, because you deserve it. You deserve taking care of yourself. You deserve loving yourself. So do it. Things that come with vulnerability and when we're willing to be authentic and be our true selves. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of how far I've come along in my journey. And look, as I told you guys, this is just the beginning.
I'm about to get super vulnerable right now. When I say I shoot my shot, because I've overcome so much in my life, and I've had every single reason to give up. It's is just part of the story. And so when I say my dissertation, when I say I'm Dr. Miracle Jackson, when I say I'm breaking generational curses, when I say that I'm speaking on things that nobody else wants to speak about, that's what I'm doing. And it was never intended to be spiritual at all. You know, that just kind of came with the stories, it came with the journey. But you know, as I look back in hindsight, I'm like, that's the best part. It's the best part of the journey. All the spiritual breakthroughs that I've had this year that I would have never had if I would have never put myself out there. So, you know, if you're thinking about doing something, if there's something that you've been wanting to do for so long, and oh my goodness, yo, shout out, hold on now. Shout out to Dr. J. Shout out to me, y'all. I finished my book this year. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the government has been shut down for, you know, currently today is still shut down. Hopefully by this point, in 1 month it won't be shut down and I'll, you know, be able to have, you know, my book copyrighted and published in the Library of Congress and you know, spread all across the libraries nationwide, which is even crazy to say out loud. I want you to notice something. Let me see if I can. Oh, it's all over. It's all over. Growth is all over. Oh, it's all over. Let me show you. Let me show you. So we all follow a different path in life. But here's the thing. I don't want you to follow my path. I don't want you to follow anyone's path. I want you to create your own.
Number 3, eliminate the weeds. That means that negative thinking, the distractions, and poor habits, that's all blocking your success. On this episode, we are going to be stepping out of our comfort zone by literally breaking out of the box. I am celebrating over 500 views. That is just so encouraging. So in this video, I'm just gonna be celebrating doing some dancing because I've been on this platform for less than a month, okay? So that's a big deal to me and I appreciate the support so much. It just personal development and personal growth, and that's what this video is all about, okay? I am going to be dancing towards the end of this video, okay? So in that video, it actually was a low day for me, like just to be completely honest with you guys, and just the fact that I got so many views off of just pushing myself on that day, I just wanted to just show the rest of the clips that I had recorded of me dancing and ultimately dancing out of my depression, y'all, okay? So we getting real in this video and it's gonna be filled with all types of good energy. Less than 5 minutes. Thanks for your time and let's get into it. What's up, y'all? Welcome to my YouTube channel and I'm so excited to be stepping out of the box this year. Okay, Dr. J, I see you. You even got the edges. Because a painting is not complete without the edges being complete as well. I did paint this. I'm gonna let y'all see the paint versus the actual picture that we painted over. So, all right, y'all. So here we are. We're gonna get some packaging for the painting to send it out. laugh at me. Hit me up, walkintomiracles.com. This is actually a painting that I painted on this. Oh, and what? Hold on. I'm gonna show y'all this painting that's actually on my sweatshirt. So this is the actual painting that I had painted 5 years ago when I had just finished graduating. This is the part that the canvas is gonna hang off of. Got some screws right here. Kind of facing this way. Let me check the angle. All right, boom.
I decided to gift my mom with this painting of my godmom. Now, y'all know this painting is so special to me. Sometimes growth requires grief. Letting go of something, even something stable, creates space for something sacred. I didn't want to leave. I wasn't ready, but I knew I couldn't stay. And that knowing, that's what faith looks like in real time. Sometimes the hardest part isn't leaving, it's releasing. Releasing the version of you that stayed strong for everyone else. Releasing the comfort of control. Releasing the idea that staying equals success. I stayed in this job longer than I should have, not because I couldn't leave, but because I didn't want to lose the last physical space that held memories of my godmom. This office wasn't just work, it was grief dressed up as loyalty.
By the way, thank you to everyone who has joined this journey. It has been a huge pleasure being able to connect with so many people going through similar challenges. So today I want to take you behind the scenes of what happened next. The lessons, the challenges, and the unexpected wins that came with betting on myself. The first week of freedom. So step one is to get clear on your why. The first week after quitting was honestly a roller coaster. I felt a mix of relief, fear, and excitement all at once. It hit me that I'd actually done it. No more clocking in, no more quotas, just pure freedom. But that freedom comes with a price: self-discipline. So suddenly I had to structure my days, stay focused, and find new ways to stay motivated. Which is why I said step one is to get clear on your why. Before you take the leap, you have to know why you're jumping. For me, it wasn't just about quitting a job. It was about reclaiming my peace, my purpose, and my power, which is directly tied to my potential. And here's what I've learned. When you have a strong why, the hard days don't hit as hard. And the wins, they feel even sweeter. Breaking the old mindset. Where we talk about all things health, wealth, and happiness.
Okay, y'all, we made it to luxury now. We have a rooftop infinity pool with an ocean view and a private butler. All these different people on this resort that is going to make sure that our experience is a great one. Y'all want to see the room? Vámonos, mi gente! Okay, y'all.
What if I told you that the most valuable things in life are not credit cards, money, and all things handmade, but rather there are 3 important gifts that God blesses us with. And I want to talk about it here today in this channel. What if I told you that the most valuable things in life cost nothing? Love, we need it like the air that we breathe. Literally, we are wired for connection. Humans are wired wild. Humans are wired for connection. And health, we only notice it when it's falling, but it is our greatest asset. All right, y'all. Make sure that you take care of yourself, use your time wisely, and of course, love, because it does make the world go round. Save your time, save your energy, and it'll boost your health.
Here's the beautiful thing about the story, is by the end of my doctor's visit,
the optometrist said, small talk with, doc, with all the different types of doctors that I talked about, right? Over 30 different kinds. But he goes and he's like, doc. And, I'm like, doc, you doc. But, he goes, yeah, you got 20/20 vision. No concerns, anything that, I need to know, and things like that. And then, after everything was done, a few hours went by and my vision, is now clear again. The way to victory is remembering to be grateful for everything that you're experiencing in your life, even when it sucks. There's no memory, there's no trauma, there's no challenge, there's no setback that defines you as a person. It's only one piece of you. Let today be the day that you begin to go through those different moments in life. And look, I'm not telling you to just dive into things that you've been suppressing. It's ultimately up to you. Make sure that you have the support and the resources that you need to get you through those different things. You are worth every single thing that, you're worth it. So you are still amazing, regardless of whatever it is that you may not be ready to go through or that you may be ready to go through. So this right here, this is proof that I did not quit. This is proof that you did not quit. Whatever this looks like for you, whatever is speaking to you in this moment as you're watching this video, embrace that moment, embrace that memory, embrace that baggage, embrace that experience, embrace that challenge. Because see, it's only proof that it made you stronger. The first part of understanding the game is understanding your mindset. And I'm so excited for the final part of this Quit My Job series. Find meaning, freedom, and impact, which is directly tied to our power, our purpose, and our potential. Go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in that next video. So, for one, MBTI doesn't measure emotional maturity. It measures how you are naturally wired. And EQ, or emotional intelligence, measures how you manage that wiring. So together they create clarity. Like personality tells you how you move, and emotional intelligence shows you how you grow. Ooh, getting some sun. So let's dive into it. The Myers-Briggs breakdown. So the Myers-Briggs framework is based on 4 dimensions.
Outside the classroom, I was building a business, Walking in Miracles Art Company, merging creativity with healing, turning pain into purpose before I even realized I needed my own. I transitioned to corporate life. I learned how to pitch, present, and perform under pressure. I crushed quotas, I led sales, I was visible, but increasingly invisible to myself. Sometimes things don't come out perfectly, but each time we try, we get stronger. And eventually we get to look back at what we've created and realize it was all worth it. Okay, so whether it's snow or something else, take it from me. Growth doesn't come from waiting for the perfect moment. It's about doing what you can, where you are, with what you have. And no matter how small the steps seem, they're leading you somewhere bigger than you can imagine. So go ahead, get out there, make your mark, and don't wait for everything to be perfect. And thanks for hanging out with me in the snow today.
It's 30 degrees outside, y'all. It's cold. I feel like when the concept, this is good. So the idea is worrying is like putting sugar in your tank. Oh, I needed to hear that one. Wow, that was good. Worrying is like putting sugar in your tank. Just for analogy's sake, our gas station is not only the food that the Lord provides for us, right? And another instance where the quality of our faith, right? The quality of the fuel for our spirit. How are we feeding our spirit, right? You can feed your physical body, you can feed your mental, but you also need to feed. The enemy's working like overtime because the overflow is coming.
We've got some portraits, abstracts, custom shoes, a little color blending, a little texture, basically a full buffet of painting skills. Come get a plate. You can even resell things that you have in your house, and you can put it on Facebook Marketplace, and you can use those different types of apps to be able to make some money. So all that to say, there are a variety of different ways to be able to make money. And then of course with investment apps, there's like Robinhood, there's Charles Schwab, there's E-Trade. There are just options that you have as far as investing your money. And eventually, right, the goal is to have it to where you're not having to trade your time for money. Now, of course, you're gonna have to invest some time in the beginning, but I don't view that as a waste of time. Look, y'all, I went to the bank, I took out some money because I wanted to really make this video to show how much money that you could possibly be leaving on the table. I just wanted to take a moment to talk about three major things, right? People, power, and perspective, and how all those things come together, right, to create politics, and which essentially creates this idea of money that we tend to value because it's an essential resource for our survival, for some happiness, and for others, great health.
This here should do. All right, the car was just not working out, which is totally fine. All right, so today we are going to be talking about you. Aren't you so glad that you stuck around? Yeah, so we shift frequencies all throughout the day. And today I was doing some Uber and Lyft, and I had this passenger. He had like just the most powerful story, all right? And it started off with tragedy. And it got me thinking, and so that's why I had to come to the park and make this video. So the passenger had got hit by a car. It was pretty much like a hit and run. And anyway, the moral of the story for his testimony was that he's alive, but he has to go to oxygen therapy in order to heal from the accident, okay? And it really made me realize that, like, just as he was going to oxygen therapy, it was reminding me that us ourselves, we need to be in therapy as well. And I'm not talking about like typical therapy. I'm talking about what are you breathing in? What are you adding into your mindset? What are you putting into your space, into your life? What are you training your mind to think? Okay, because that's kind of like the equivalence of oxygen, right? I posted on YouTube every single day for 30 days, and I am going to tell you why consistency is not enough. So if you are trying to grow on YouTube or grow in any project, different area in your life, watch this video to the end because I guarantee you it will bring so much value.
The message is AI isn't coming. It's here. And I hate to break it to you, but the more you resist it, the more you risk falling behind. So here are the tools you need to leverage right now. So the first question is, how do you even get in the game? Let's look at the tools that can help you leverage AI right now, today. So we'll go over 5 tools. 1, ChatGPT and Claude. You can use these apps for brainstorming, writing scripts, building business ideas. They're like your thought partners. Now, don't use them to think for you because you still own the most powerful tool in the planet, and that's your brain. 2, Canva AI Suite. From Magic Write to AI video tools, it lets you design faster and smarter. You don't need to be a graphic designer anymore. Yeah, I know. Yeah, 4 years in college, wasted. But, and by the way, I was talking about myself because you guys know I have an art undergrad, and one of my concentrations in my art degree was graphic design. Anyway, it's like we don't even need graphic designers anymore. You just need to be creative enough to guide AI.
Give me 60 seconds. I'll remind you who you are and why giving up isn't even an option because you're still here. And that matters more than you know. You were born with brilliance, shaped by storms, and strengthened with every setback. Every tear you cried watered something in you. A new strength, a deeper faith, a louder yes to life. You've survived storms that tried to bury you. But you didn't just survive, you became. I know you've been tired, but tired doesn't mean done. It means it's time to pause. Because buried in you is something sacred. A calling, a fight, a fire. And pressure? Pressure only shows up where purpose lives. You are not behind. You're being built. So lift your head up and take the next step because the God who breathed life into you didn't do it by accident. So take care of yourself. Doctor's orders. Whew. Okay. Sorry, I had to do a little pep talk. Okay. You recording?
Yes.
Okay.